Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Siska Febrianti. I would like to explain about what I've got after reading about Emily Dickinson. Family and early childhood. Emily Dickinson, or Emily Elizabeth Dickinson, was born on December 10, 1830 in Amherst, Massachusetts, United States. Her father, Edward Dickinson, as a lawyer and trustee of Amherst College, and her mother is Emily Norcross, her brother William Austin, and her younger sister Lavinia Norcross. Teenage years. Dickinson spent 7 years in academy by taking English and classical literature, Latin, botany, geology, history, mental philosophy, and arithmetic. She is a clever student. As Daniel Taggart Fiske, the school principal, called Dickinson, was very bright and an excellent scholar of exemplary deportment, and faithful in all school duties. But Dickinson was troubled from a young age by the pending menace of death, especially the death of those who were close to her when Sophia Holland, her second cousin, and a close friend, grew ill from typhus and died in April 1844. She was traumatized. Many difficult time in which he must understand the meaning of life and death. She became melancholy, and then her parents sent her to stay with family in Boston. After recovery, she back to the academy, and in the last year of her academy, Emily became friendly with Leonard Humphrey. After finishing her final term at the academy, Dickinson began attending Mary Lyons Mount Holyoke Female Seminary for 10 months. Early influence and writing. After finishing her study, Emily Dickinson met with Benjamin Franklin Newton. From Newton, she found the writing of William Wordsworth, Ralph Waldo Emerson, which greatly influenced her about writing style. Newton was a formative influence and would become the second in a series older men that Dickinson referred to as her tutor, preceptor, or master. She has found writing of William Wordsworth and Ralph Waldo Emerson because of Newton. In addition, Emily also reads extensively in other classical literary works such as Jane Eyre, Letters from New York, Lydia Maria Child, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and writing of William Shakespeare. In 1850, Emily was attacked again due to loss. The people she loved Leonard Humphrey. With the death of Leonard Humphrey, the change made as headmaster of the school at Amherst Academy. Emily is again experiencing the trauma of death. In the late 1850 and early 1860, Emily withdrew from social relations and wrote a number of poems that are known today. Emily Dickinson continues her career as a writer and poet amidst depression and trauma. His meeting with Thomas Wentworth Higginson, a literary critic, gave him moral support to continue writing into the 1870s. In 1874, died of a stroke. The following year, her mother was paralyzed and lost her memory. Emily spent most of her time writing while waiting for her mother. After death stated, Emily developed a close relationship with Otis Phillips Lord. In 1882, Emily lost Charles Wadsworth, who died of serious illness, and his mother, Emily Norcross. 2 years later, in 1844, In 1884, the situation making Emily's worse. A weak psychological condition and the loss of loved ones made Emily fall in 1885. Her situation did not improve and finally in 1886 she left the world for good. The conclusion of what I've read about Emily Dickinson is she is a good person with a very bright brain and an important poet's figure in the United States. Dickinson's poetry was heavily influenced by the metaphysical poets of 17th century England, as well as her reading of the Book of Revelation and her upbringing in Puritan New England town, which encouraged a Calvinist, Orthodox, and conservative approach to Christianity. So that's all about explaining what I've got after reading about Emily Dickinson. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.